The Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources and Energy is visiting Riverlea in Johannesburg this morning. MPs are on a 4-day oversight tour to illegal mining hotspots in the North West as well as Gauteng. Ziniko Mhlaba is in Riverlea. Ziniko is standing by to tell us what is happening there at this hour. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, do well. As you just said, that the Portfolio Committee has been on the mission in the past 2 days to look at how the mining activities, especially illegal operations, have been affecting different communities in 2 provinces, and that's the North West and here in Gauteng. They started in the North West province, where the Portfolio Committee of Mineral Resources was engaging with members of the community, but also visiting these sites where illegal mining has been active for the past few years or so. But also key to this monitoring mission by the Portfolio Committee has been looking at whether the interventions introduced by law enforcement and other relevant departments have been effective or not. So this weekend the Portfolio Committee is here in Gauteng visiting specifically the Riverlea area, which saw a lot of hype of activities in the past few weeks, with a lot of law enforcement being deployed to this particular area. So they'll be visiting this area, but also engaging with members of this particular community later on in the afternoon, just to get a sense of how things have been from their perspective. But let's look at how things have been now. Let's talk to one of the active residents here who's been very active in trying to monitor and also raise alarm in terms of all the legal activities and dangers community members have been faced with for the past 5 years or so. Mr. Theo, thank you very much for your time. The Minister deployed a lot of resources when it comes to law enforcement. From what you've seen as a resident here, as someone who's been following these developments for the past few years or so, how has the situation been so far?
Good morning, Zini, and good morning to the viewers. Zini, I must say, with regards to the resources that was made available, it was quite helpful for the community. For the past few weeks, things has become a bit better here in the community. I won't say 100%, because for the I think a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, the shooting increased again. But compared to the previous weeks before the minister came here, it's much better. Police presence is currently on the ground, currently still, as you can see. In the week also, while I was working this site, I noticed quite a heavy presence also here on this section by Zamampilo. So the resources that's made available, I believe it's helpful currently, but I also believe that we must work towards a permanent solution.
Talking about a permanent solution, this is not the first time parliamentary representatives have come through to monitor the situation here. Do you think it will make any difference? And what is it that you want them to address in regards to coming up with a permanent solution?
Zini, the Portfolio Committee is coming in year out here in Riverlea. They're coming here to do the same thing, to find out what is the situation, what is the problem, which they already know what the problem is. So coming year in, year out as a committee doing oversight, I don't think it's much helpful. They must come now with an immediate action plan with time frames, what they're going to do within the next few weeks or few months, because they already know what is the problem. We already raised this with them, the community raised them with them already, time and time again, year in, year out, as I just said now. So we want to see immediate action with regards to the rehabilitation of this mine. It must be closed completely, with the relocation of the citizens of this informal settlement, Zamampilo, and the deportation of the undocumented people. Then this whole place must be scrapped here. And then at the same time also we want to see opportunities, employment opportunities, when DMR come here to rehabilitate the mine for the residents of the community.